And I will tell you this as plainly as possible. I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the papers. When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style, in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing it. I don't want to live near them. I don't want to be near them. They make me nervous. That's a survival instinct. And the way this story unfolded, it's sort of interesting. Apparently, this white student, this Austin Metcalf, confronted a friend of the killer, presumably black also, and said something like, hey, you're sitting in the wrong spot. You're in my spot, something like this. And that's when the black guy jumped in and stabbed him to death. Unfortunately, we just don't know. When you're on the subway, when you're driving in your car, when you're in the city streets, you don't know whether the black person in proximity to you is one of the good ones or one of the ones who is going to summon an unbelievable, I mean, literally, for people like us, an unthinkable level of spontaneous brutality, senseless and merciless violence in an instant. We don't know. There's ambiguity. You're sitting on a subway. You look across. You see someone acting strange or aggressive. Is this someone who is going to pull out a knife and in 2 seconds slit my throat and kill me? Or is this just someone who's having a bad day? We don't know. I'm not willing to risk my life to find out. It's not worth it to me. I'm not willing to put myself in a position to find out.
I think a lot of people clip the first part out of context. And I think if you really want to have the uncomfortable conversation with a lot of people, a lot of black people that I've even talked to, they will all say the same thing. That's why they move out of the hood, away from other black people, and try to go to a mostly white dominated neighborhood, because we do feel safer in those areas. So I don't think necessarily anything he said was racist in that clip right there. The first part, like I said, is always clipped out of context. If he continues, he's saying not every black person, but let's have the honest conversation. Even though it's uncomfortable, you go to a place, even a gas station, you kind of you feel more safer if it's in a white neighborhood. Let's just say that, okay? So I don't see anything horrible that he really said. He's just actually speaking the quiet part out loud. There's no problem with
it. If you are one of these white guys and you're really into this ignorant black people shit, you should just feel like a bitch. You should just feel really pathetic and stupid. You want to know why? Because someone like Cardi is an idiot. This guy has nothing profound to say. He's not an artist, contrary to what people say. This is just a completely vapid, shallow, ignorant thug. And the stuff that he makes is stupid. You know, these sounds that he makes, beep, boop, beep. It's fucking stupid. And if you think that's cool, if you think that's cool, you're a little bitch. You're like a little white bitch. And honestly, I can't respect anybody that's into that stuff. Now, some black people make good music, okay? Marvin Gaye makes good music. Luther Vandross makes good music. Kanye makes good music. Cardi, who made Cardi, like Cartier. What's his real name? I'm not even going to call him Cardi. What's his real name? Playboy Cardi. Jordan Carter. Yeah, Jordan Carter is just a stupid thug. He's just an ignorant thug who makes garbage. Makes stupid fucking noises. That's not music. All his songs are just, it's like if you... It's like if you gave like a primitive specimen money and a gun. I got a watch. I got a watch. I got to look at my watch. Look at my jewelry. I got jewelry. I got a gun. Like, shut the fuck up. We're white, okay? we're white. We're better than that. We don't need that, okay? We don't need to be, crouching around on the ground, jumping around, flashing jewelry, flashing guns, cars, sex and guns and jewelry. Shut the fuck up. We're conquerors, we're explorers, we're pioneers, we're inventors. We read, okay? We read, we write, we think with our minds. And you are preoccupied with, that kind of stuff. So anybody that's really into that kind of music, as a white guy, people say, yo, Cardi, yo, Lil, whatever. It's just pathetic. We gotta move past that. At a certain point, you gotta move past that. So, yeah, not a fan. I don't like it. Not a fan. I don't like it. Some of his songs are okay, but it's just like in principle, I just can't support it. I mean, these people, you see him do these interviews and they're totally inarticulate. You see, these people that, oh, he's an artist. Oh, he's in this era. He's got a new sound. It's like Jewish producers make this stuff. Like, okay, he's like a guy on a fucking computer. Then you see him in these interviews, and when they can't fall back on the sub-English, African-American vernacular English, when they can't fall back on the Ebonics, when they can't do that, you see them on a talk show, they can't string one sentence together. They can't form one coherent idea. You can't be polluting your mind with that kind of stuff, And I'm pretty liberal when it comes to that. Like I said, some of it's okay, but then some of it's just trash. I mean, drill music, trap music, this kind of stuff, it's just not good.
Yeah, so Playboy Cardi is just complete brain rot. I agree with him on this as well. I'm a big old Ye fan. The only Cardi songs that I do like is Off the Grid and the ones that he does of Ye. You can't understand what this fool is saying, so I agree with him. Complete brain rot. Only retards listen to Cardi.
I remember you once said people need alcohol to get through their lives and deal with people because familiarity breeds contempt and PPL needs to unwind or something. Couldn't the same be said for marijuana? Allows PPL to unwind.
If you smoke pot, you're a faggot. You're a fucking faggot for even saying that. Well, weed is just like alcohol. No, it's not. You want to know why? Alcohol's been around forever. We bless alcohol. Weed makes you gay. It makes you lazy. It makes you stupid. It causes psychosis. It's totally different. And if you like weed, fuck you. Seriously. No joke. It's just not even worth arguing. If you like weed, fuck you. Seriously. I hate weed. I hate people that smoke weed. If you like it, just shut the fuck up and kill yourself. Fuck you. I hate weed. And any fucking loser that says, well, caffeine is a drug. Well, alcohol is a drug. Well, caffeine's a drug. You're a fucking idiot. And you should kill yourself. I'm kidding. Don't kill yourself. But you should shut the fuck up and just stop. I hate weed, and just people that smoke weed are insufferable losers and should just be disregarded. It's for scum. It's for absolute scum and degenerates and fucking losers, and I hate it.
Last year,
Smoking weed just fucks up your productivity, makes you lazy, and yeah, I've never smoked weed a day in my life. Completely agree. Same thing with drugs and alcohol, so don't do it. Agree.
And America First Republicans cannot vote for regular Republicans that don't put America first. Are you serious about realizing America first, or are you just paying lip service to it? Do you want things to change? Do you believe fundamentally that things should change? Are you serious about that? Or are you content to let the country continue fighting Israel's wars and then complain about it on Twitter? Campaign for Trump, vote for Trump, and then throw your arms up and act exasperated when he brings us to war in Iran. This is why I say that in 2028, I'm an undecided voter. I'm not going to vote for J.D. Vance. I'm not necessarily going to vote Republican. I doubt I'll vote Democrat. I'm undecided. And I'm undecided because now that I am a leader in the movement, now that I have an audience, now that everybody's listening, We have to take this to the next level and say, I don't want to be told, oh, poor guy, you were attacked. Now you are a bitter hater. No, I was right, and I am here to claim my prize. And my prize is that I influence a lot of young conservative men that the GOP needs, that they know they need to win an election. And I don't say this out of bitterness, and I don't say this for any personal reasons. I will not vote for Republicans. I will not deliver my audience to vote for Republicans if Republicans don't put America first. And if Republicans lose because they're not willing to do that, I am perfectly happy to allow them to do that to themselves. But don't blame me. Blame yourselves. If you lost a generation of extremely conservative young men that were eager and willing to vote for a conservative Republican president, if you lost them because you could not stop humiliating them, insulting them, betraying them, selling them out, ruthlessly doxing them and attacking them, exposing their group chats, Ben Shapiro wants to extract an apology from them, you have nobody but yourself to blame. Don't put that on me. They say, if the young white people, if the young conservatives don't vote, we're giving it to the Democrats. Let's start the conversation a different way. What are you going to do for us? You've been getting it wrong for generations. You wrecked my generation. How many years have Republicans controlled Congress? How many years have Republicans controlled the White House? I was born in 1998. How many years since then have Republicans had power? And what have they done about free trade, which took all the jobs, pornography and feminism, which made marriage impossible? What have they done about the open borders? They're literally taking our birthright. They're literally taking our neighborhoods.
Yeah, I agree. Republican, Democrat, it seems like we are having a hard time doing this whole border thing. The border is a mess. I think anyone who's telling you that we don't have a problem at the border is completely lying to you. And I agree, JD Vance has a shady past. And when you dig deep, it just sounds like he was groomed. He's like a true definition of a industry plant. Like, you know, like the music version industry plant. He's like the politic version of industry plants. And you know, there's a whole bunch of industry plants in politics. And like I said in the previous video, we still don't know what the fuck Palantir really is. Nobody really knows. We know that it's going to integrate AI in some capacity, but we don't know what that means for our privacies and securities and how's it going to fit in our society. So altogether, JD Vance does seem like a kind of, I don't know, he just has a shady upbringing when you actually look into it. You know, he was under Peter Thiel's wing, and it just seems like his whole come up story is kind of weird. And he was anti-Trump. Don't forget that. That was kind of weird. And I still to this day don't even know why Trump even chose him as a running mate. But yeah, I think the person we need to be in office and who, if you're really American first, you need to vote for people who are going to put America's priorities first, not some other foreign country, not prioritize giving them aid and stuff like that. I think we need to take care of our own country first. I'm someone who is a Marine Corps veteran, and I have a soft spot for veterans. And from talking to my former Marine friends and buddies that are still friends with till today, our VA system's fucked up, and we treat our veterans very bad. I would like to see someone who prioritizes Americans first, people who serve this country, and I'm very, very proud. I love this country, so I'm with Nick on board. I think we need to vote someone in that's actually American first, and I don't want to see any of our soldiers die over a foreign country's wars, you know?
One at a time, and transforming them into foreign enclaves and foreign countries. They removed everything. They took everything from us. And now they say, if you don't go out and vote for more of it, you made us lose. There's no us. We are America first. You are the Republican Party. If you want America first to be a part of your coalition, then you better do something for us. Start putting America first. Start fighting for your own constituents. We are the future. We are the Americans. Put us first. And anyone that supports this message, I am willing to unite with. JD Vance, what can you do for us? Marco Rubio, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, any of them, Gavin Newsom, what can you do for us? That's how this works. You work for us. This is a government of, by, and for the people, not a government of, by, and for our group, which is doing some political thing, and you better get in line or get out. I don't think so. And I'm the only one that can say that because I'm the only truly organic force. My audience came from cozy.tv and D Live. My audience came from Instagram Reels. It didn't come from Daily Wire. It didn't come from the establishment.
I don't necessarily dislike or have hatred towards the Daily Wire. They actually do preach really good things for young men everywhere. But with Ben Shapiro, he's weird and he's just Israel first. Let's just be honest with that. I'm more in support of people who are more American first, and that's where my stance is on.
I much prefer like a good pizza or a beef sandwich or a hot dog or pasta or something like that over a steak. To me, steak is just kind of boring. It's like you have one bite and it's like, okay, it's a steak, you know? It's never really done it for me. I've never wanted to celebrate by getting like I want to get like a big pizza to celebrate, not a steak. I like cheese. I like stuff with cheese. I like stuff with sugar. I like that. Not a big fan of steak personally. I like it. I like steak. I love a good steak, but to me, it's not like a treat. And it gives me a stomach ache. I have a hard time digesting it. I always get sick. So I like starches. I love anything with potatoes. To me, the mashed potatoes are the main event. I love French fries, mashed potatoes, anything with cheese, pizza, mac and cheese. I like anything with sugar. Cookies, ice cream, brownies, frozen custard. I like cheeseburgers. That's what I like. Those are my favorite foods. Anything fried. Fried chicken, love fried. I would rather have fried chicken than steak. Any day of the week, a really good fried chicken. I'd rather, give me half a bird. Give me half a bird any day of the week. That's just me. I love it. I love like a box. I love like a box or a bucket of fried chicken. Crunchy, with a lot of batter and flavor, a lot of seasoning. And then I love potatoes with it. Mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, French fries. What could be better than that? Nothing. Mac and cheese. What could be better than this? What could be better than like a bucket of hot, crispy, fried chicken, legs, wings, thighs, breast, and then sides, a ton of sides, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, cornbread. What could be better than this? Or go to an Italian restaurant. You get a little goat cheese with bread, fried calamari, caprese salad. Then you get a little pasta. Then you get a meat, whether it's chicken or steak or skirt steak, whatever. And you get coffee and dessert. What's better than this?
Yeah, that's facts. Everyone just eats steak for the aesthetics and just for the scenery. But come on, let's be honest. If you have the option, chicken.
No, the joke is on us. The joke is on us that Trump has tricked us, saber-rattling, starting another new war. We tune in. It's insult after insult, lies, and it's not even entertaining on top of it. Who got trolled here exactly, other than anybody that still supports this person, other than anybody that still believes in any capacity that this administration can get something done? So I watched the address. It's just another ridiculous show. And I'm ready to be done with the Trump show. And unlike Tucker, I'm not going to do a 180 and say, oh, I don't know what I said. You know, what I meant was. No, this Trump show it's just got to end. I don't know. And I would say he should step down, but then J.D. Vance is going to become the president. But what do you even do with this at this point? Everything I said has come to pass. Worse even than I imagined. Because I told you in 2024 it would be like this. I told you this is exactly how it would go. And it was pretty obvious why. Trump had sold out to the donors on everything, on labor, on immigration, on foreign policy. His cabinet was hand-selected by Susie Wiles, a lobbyist from Florida, and she brought in all the Florida swamp creatures. She handpicked this bullshit cabinet. It should have been absolutely predictable. But somehow it's even worse. I told you a year ago, it's going to be corporate tax cuts, war for Israel. The war in Ukraine is not going to end. No mass deportations. It's going to be more permanent bureaucrats running out the clock. They're not going to move with the urgency, the swiftness that they need to.
I think for a lot of us that did vote for Trump, I think we're more disappointed more than anything because we're very optimistic and hopeful that it would go a certain way. You know, the mass deportations, that's what he did run his campaign heavily on. And also, we didn't want I didn't want, for his foreign policy, I didn't want no new wars. And as you know right now, we're up and down, roller coaster ride with Iran and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think we're just more disappointed more than anything. I still remain optimistic. It's kind of weird, like when we voted for Trump and we just want him to go certain directions and do what he promised. You know, he said he'd end wars in day one and stuff like that. Didn't exactly promise, but call me crazy, but I'm still optimistic.
According to Tucker Carlson, my new best friend, that's anti-Semitism. According to Tucker Carlson, that's Jew hatred. Everything that I just said up until this point, Tucker characterizes that as Jew hatred. He says, Nick is 100% right that Israel influences Congress. He said, but I don't agree with the Jew hate. Well, you know, Tucker, my friend, it's a little bit bigger than Israel influencing Congress. There's a little more to the story, and it doesn't make me a Jew hater for saying that. Anyway, they want us to talk about everything other than that. Gun control, health care, even immigration. They'll even allow you to talk about immigration. They'll even let you talk about cultural differences between Somalis and Americans. Did you see that? Matt Walsh went on a little tear today. It was so cute. Daring today, aren't we? Go get him. Matt Walsh did a little segment on his show where he said, you import the third world, you become the third world. Daring today, aren't we? We're 50 years. We're 50 years into the brownification of America, and finally someone has the balls to say we shouldn't import the third world? Bravo. And Elon Musk retweeted it and said, wow, right on. So Elon just finished telling us that if we don't want infinite Indian immigrants, you know, we're racist and we need to fuck ourselves in the face. But Matt Walsh said Somalis have bad culture? Amazing, amazing, awesome. And this is where we are. It could not be more clear. And by the way, let me tell you something else. Okay, it is so obvious what's going on here. So obvious. Mark Levin, Barry Weiss, Ben Shapiro, Randy Fine, Joel Berry, all these people, they are the biggest liars in America. That's all they do. They lie like they breathe. And they come on the air and they pretend to care about our religion and they pretend to care about our country and about our children and about our young men and our people. But we all know the only reason they are scrambling, panicking, one reason and one reason only, it's because people are waking up about our Jewish oligarchy.
And a lot of people just think he comes off as cringe nowadays, especially the only content that he really does nowadays. He'll make YouTube videos on this Disney movie is woke, this Disney movie is that, but he's not going to call out any real problems especially with the administration, and he doesn't see no problem, especially like, for example, also if you're on Twitter, you know the whole deal with the whole H-1B1 visa from last year caused everybody to go crazy over it. Elon Musk supported it, but we all know the real reason why he does, because he owns these tech companies, and honestly, he just wants cheap labor. Let's just be honest. I work in the tech industry, and I would rather work with America First type people in America House workers.
That's it. And we all know why. All of them are Jewish. All of them have a special affinity for Israel. And by all of them, I mean all these people that have spoken out in the past few weeks. When these Jewish people get together at the North American Jewish Federation, at the Republican Jewish Coalition, at the World Jewish Congress, at the Conference for Major American Jewish Organizations, and they get up on stage, and right, left, and center, they get up and they decry the anti-Semites on the left and on the right, Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, Hassan Piker and Zohran Mamdani. The only reason they're saying these things is because they are here as a foreign entity to lobby and manipulate the American public to support their country and their well-being at our expense. That's it. These people are Jewish. That's why they care about Israel, and they are here to make sure that all of us Americans never stop supporting Israel. I'm here to tell Americans we don't have to listen to them. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't listen to them. Americans should tune out people that care about other countries. You care about Israel? We put the volume to 0. We're not listening. I don't care what your take is on gun control. I don't care what your take is on healthcare. You are a Jew that only cares about Israel. There's no we here. They are not part of this conversation. This is a conversation between Americans about what America will do. America is a country of, by, and for the American people. A republic comprised of American citizens. Americans are going to speak to other Americans about what is best for Americans.
So amen to that. Like I said, America first. If you love this country, it's not to say that we're hateful towards a certain group or disregard life of another foreign country, but I just think if you love this country, if you live this country, you're thankful for the opportunities and stuff that we have, clean water, and it's just a beautiful country. I think you got to put America first. We have a lot of problems as it is, and I think we need to take care of that first before being the sugar daddy to other countries.
Called for.
Nick Air sent $7. You're so on point about how young women hate men. It accelerated 100 times fold after Trump got elected. Like all the women couldn't handle the fact that a manly brash guy was in charge for once instead of a beta male.
Yep. Well, and I've said it before. Our favorite movies, our favorite shows are the movies and shows where like the man, and by the man, I don't mean a man, I mean the guy who is the man solves it. Like that's everyone's favorite story ever. It's like the guy who is the man goes in and kicks fucking ass. He kicks ass, or he solves all the problems, or he's just the best at what he does. And then, but something happens, but then he comes back and wins. That's everyone's favorite story. That's everyone's favorite movie. That's everyone's favorite everything. And women love that. And women love it. It's like the movie Taken. I love that movie with Liam Neeson when his daughter gets kidnapped in Europe. And I love that movie because it's like, so in the beginning, Liam Neeson is divorced from his wife, and the new husband is like a total douchebag, and the wife and the daughter don't respect him at all. He's like a former intelligence guy, and he's like, you need to be careful. And the wife and the daughter are like, shut the fuck up, idiot. You're so old-fashioned. You're such a useless piece of shit, and we hate you. The daughter hates the dad. The wife hates the dad. He didn't have time for them because he was out, being a spy or whatever. And the wife and the daughter trick him into signing a form for her to go and visit Europe. And And he thinks she's just going for some concert. It turns out she's touring all of Europe, being a groupie with the band, and he's furious. He's like, the world's a dangerous place. They're like, shut up. No, it's not. Sign the form, you fucking asshole, or we're going to cry. So he signs the form. She goes out. She gets kidnapped. She goes to the airport, gets totally tricked. She gets kidnapped, sex trafficked. And the dad, because he's the man, goes out, finds these guys, kicks their ass, kills everybody, shoots everybody, saves the girl. And then the girl's like, Dad, I was so wrong. And that's like my favorite story because that is like the world. That's the story of the whole world. Women will look at the man, and they'll look at him as an anachronism. They'll look at him as a useless, pointless anachronism that is dislocated and just waiting to go extinct. And they look at it with this sort of smugness, and they insult him and disrespect him. They know better than him. He's not with it. He needs to get with the times.
Yeah, those movies are just cringe. With the exception of Kill Bill, I think everyone just finds those type of movies just really cringe. Like, it's not real. A girl's not gonna kick like 10 henchmen's ass by herself. So.
First of all, I've watched Ryan Dawson's videos. It is far from a masterclass. I watched he holds up his, one of his documentaries is called Numek on Rumble. He holds that up as like his magnum opus. He's so impressed with himself. I watched it. It's dog shit. He recorded himself on like a laptop microphone rambling like he does for any other video, and then he turned it over to some Fiverr editor, and the result speaks for itself. I mean, you can go and watch it. I watched it. It's a disaster. There's some good information in there, but for a guy that purports to be the world's expert on this, number one, the entire documentary, he leans heavily on other people. I think like 30% of the documentary, he just clipped other people. He clipped two guys giving lectures at some conference. So it's a 90-minute documentary. I think a half hour of it is two other guys. And they didn't even cooperate. He just clipped their video and put it in his documentary. That's some master. Let me put on a master class for you. Here's a bunch of Wikipedia pages, and then the other half is these videos for your consideration. Really? And this is like, oh, I'm so impressed with myself. My Numek documentary, this is the gold standard. It makes me want to make a documentary just to fucking embarrass you. You know, any nerd dork can learn a bunch of information and then rattle it off to impress everybody, to show everybody, look at me, look at how smart I am, look at all the things I memorized. And anybody could do that. You want to put together a actual quality presentation, there's a little more that goes into it. Like, for example, you have to think beforehand about how to organize the information in a way that makes sense rather than just farting it out. You have to think about the manner in which you're going to present it, bookending it, the structure. Again, how are you going to organize it?
Ryan Dawson, he does have some good information. He just needs a Red Bull. Let's just say that.
White people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them. Every bit justified. And you want to know why? Because we see what happens. And nobody is under any obligation due to liberal ideology to put themselves in harm's way. If you're a white person and you're going to work or going to the ball game or going to the city at night, you don't want to enter into the terror dome where you're suddenly in a sudden death match. You're like in the gulag in Call of Duty fighting for your life all of a sudden because you got on the wrong train car. Because a car full of black people pulled up on you by the bus stop. You turn and you walk the other way. You avoid their neighborhoods. You avoid going out on Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend at night. in certain places. When you see them, you start walking in the other direction. And we are every bit justified because we see what's going on and we don't want to die. It's that simple. That's pattern recognition. That's not racism. That's pattern recognition. That's one. And two, I really hope, because I'm rooting for black people, like I'm rooting for humanity. I'm rooting for everybody to be safe and to be healthy and to be happy. I really hope that somewhere out there, although I'm not optimistic, black people are starting to develop some sense of self-awareness. Where's the shame? Aren't you people ashamed? When I see these clips of the graduation ceremonies where they're twerking on stage and dancing, when I see these videos of the black cheerleaders on the basketball court brawling it out, when I see the Carmelo Anthony, and not only that, but then they raise $500,000 for him and then they get a public defender. When I see that video of a black security guard rifling through the pockets of an unconscious white guy that got his ass kicked, and the list goes on and on and on. You have to ask the black people that are normally so proud, and with the chip on their shoulder, aren't you ashamed? Are you not ashamed when you see these things? Are there any black people that see this and have the slightest lick of self-awareness, of common sense, of decency to say, are you not ashamed to see these scenes play out over and over again? Where's the accountability? And this is where that word fatigue comes in. We're just tired of seeing it. You see these clips and you know every race of person, maybe except for most blacks, white, Chinese, Indian, Hispanic, and even liberals see these clips and they say, are you surprised? They shake their heads. They say, yep. Usual suspects. They say, yep, that's about right. Are you not ashamed? And when are black people going to turn that around? I'm so sick of, and I think all of society is sick of, hearing about all these excuses. And even the conservative blacks will give them, like Jason Whitlock is a perfect example. When I gave a similar monologue about Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, Jason Whitlock, who's a black conservative at the Blaze, said that this is a demonic sentiment. He said the problem is a lack of Christianity or something or other. The problem is a lack of accountability.
Yeah, it's pretty, in my opinion, it's pretty common sense. And you're not racist for seeing a group of black people walking on the street, on the same street you are, and deciding to cross the street. I just think it's common sense, and it's something, if you're really honest with yourself, you'll probably do the same too. Like, why risk it? Why chance it? And they may be good people, but like I said, I would do the same if I went with my family. And I personally, I know not to wear expensive jewelry out. I'm not an idiot. It's common sense. And I could say that with the same breath that I do love black people. You know, when I see positivity in black community, I'm the type of person to say, oh, I love black people. But can I be honest? There's a lot of ratchet shit in the black community. And this is the tough conversation that even if you just say one sentence about it, a criticism of the black community, people will criticize you. They'll call you Uncle Tom. And in my opinion, this is why we're never going to see change in the black community. I think we need to get our emotions out of it, stop getting emotionally triggered on criticism, stuff like that. And I don't think we're going to see true change in the black community. If I would have to make an estimation or my proposition, I think it's going to take about 20 years to actually flip this around and to get rid of the actual negative stereotypes. It's going to take us teaching our kids to respect authority, respect yourselves, and to denounce all this ghetto shit. You know, why am I going to teach? You know, I have a big disagreement with other black parents that I've met black parents who actually teach their kids to be fearful of police. If they're going to pull you over, they're going to shoot you. They're trying to kill you. I just think that's really negative. Are you going to be better off teach your kid that way? Or if I teach my kids, hey, you got to respect authority, be respectful, don't look like you have any trouble, and there won't be no trouble. Be a good model citizen. And if you don't like our system, instead of teaching our kids brain rot, turn them to iPad kids, tell them to be entertainers, YouTubers, streamers, stuff like that. Why not tell them and teach them and inspire them to be actually the change in their communities? Firefighters, police officers, politicians. If you want change, I think you need to go in that direction. But that's just my take on that.
And I think a lot of black people hide behind these various things, whether it's the liberals that say it's slavery and racism, or it's the conservatives, and they blame it on welfare, hip hop, or the Great Society. It starts with you. It starts with every individual black person making choices like we all do. Who's raising these fucking people? Who's raising these people? It's other black people. It's baby mamas and baby daddies. I mean, who's perpetuating this? And who does it benefit to make these excuses and to say it's everybody else? So I see this stuff and look, yeah, we are going to call it out. We, the Americans, we the white people of America, we the peaceful, law-abiding, tax-paying people of America are saying, hey, blacks, get your shit together. Get your fucking shit together. We are fucking tired of you. We are tired of seeing this stuff. It always seems to be you. Do you know that, and I'm just expressing what is a common sentiment. Do you know that everybody thinks that if we snapped our fingers and you all disappeared tomorrow, everybody thinks our quality of life would go up?
You clip this out of context and I think you throw it on Twitter. I think, hey man, I get it. It's a white dude, he's saying this type of stuff. It just sounds like, oh wow, this guy is just a racist bigot and hates black people. But I just think actually listen to the message and just not his skin color. There's some truth to what he's saying, okay? I think if we can move forward in the conversation and actions past the emotions of it, I think we can actually make a difference.
The N word, which like children, we have to, like the F word, I said the S word, we still have to say the N word. And I think this speaks to the level of the whole country, as we all know, is walking around on eggshells not to offend the black people. We all know you can offend white people, Hispanics, you can offend Asians, you can heap discrimination and racism on Arabs, Muslims, even Jews on some level. But we all know black people, careful what you say, or else you'll be canceled. If you're not in good standing, if you don't have the stamp of approval, you'll get shouted down. And I think it's totally ridiculous. So I totally oppose it. I think that, look, it's a word, sticks and stones, break my bones, etc. People get called retard. People get called all kinds of other things. People can say things that are even meaner, that are more personal. But for some reason, blacks are this protected class. You can't say their special word. I think it's total joke. I think that if whites and blacks want to live together in harmony, there has to be a real mutual basis of equality. Nobody's ever said that there's things off limits you could say about white people. Jamie Foxx can go on SNL and say, I play Django, I get to kill a lot of white people, which is pretty awesome. You talk about killing white people on TV, that's fine. You utter the syllables of a slur, suddenly you're a racist?
Yeah, I love this clip because it just shows all of them really being disgusted with what he said. But yeah, I agree. We got to get the emotions out of it. We got to have a grown-up conversation, a tough conversation.
The problem is there's a pattern of behavior, which we've all seen. Blacks in America have become narcissistic, and they become narcissistic because they've been told they're victims of racism, they're victims of slavery. They've been told, really, there's no accountability. If they're rude, if they're inconsiderate, if they're criminal, they are told that they have no agency for their actions. They're being told, if you act in this way, it's because the white man made you that way. It's because the system's rigged against you. And so we have been telling black people this for a generation, and now there's no rules. Now they go, and what we hate to see as decent people, not even as white people, but decent people, even black people too.
Yeah, we have too much a victim mindset in the black community, so completely agree.
And then Kamala Harris, she actually picked a legit white guy. Everything that the GOP thought J.D. Vance was supposed to be, Tim Walz is, for better or for worse. He is actually like a normal guy. When he wears a t-shirt and a camo hat, it's not a costume, it's what he wears. He's got a normal wife and normal kids, and he looks normal, and he has normal clothes, and he's been a public servant. He was in the National Guard. He's been a public servant his whole life. He's like a left-wing populist. He's an advocate for teachers and things like that. But although he has views I disagree with and views that are radical in a social context, he's like a normal guy. He's like living a normal life. He is who he says he is. Yeah, we may hate what he represents, which is this like folksy, hippie, left-wing populism.
Dr. Grimace sent $10. In September 2006, Newsom, then 38, briefly dated 19-year-old Brittany Mounts, a model and restaurant hostess.
Based. And he's based. Gavin Newsom is, dare I say it, based? We're putting you in the labubu. I don't know how to say this, but you're going in the labubu. And Gavin Newsom will put you there. Gavin Newsom will put every Baptist.
Yeah, so the one thing that I do, well, there's a couple things, but for the sake of this video, what I do agree with what I do disagree with Nick on is we cannot let Gavin Newsom win the presidency. I live in California. I see what he's done to destroy our own state. And the thing I hate most about Gavin is that he'll get up stage and on TV or in a debate, he'll tell people how well this state is actually striving and we have a homelessness problem. It's unsafe. You go to anywhere in LA, it's always a tense vibe. If you live in Southern California, you know what I'm talking about. And prices are through the roof. There's no rent control. It's so expensive. Homelessness, it's unsafe, and the roads are fucked up as well. So I disagree. I don't, just because Gavin Newsom mogs people or look a certain way, I don't think we should go that route for Gavin Newsom. I know if it's a joke, it's a joke, but that is one thing I do disagree with Nick on. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.